Fun Education Network coming at you all with a new book. It's called Adea's Twist Scientist. Adea Twist Scientist. And it's by Andrea Beaty, illustrated by David Roberts. So hopefully you all enjoy. Peace, love, and subscribe, please. Adea Maria said not a word till the day she turned 3. She bounced in her crib and looked all around, observing the world, but not making a sound. She learned how to climb and made her big break with the trail of chaos left in her wake. She ran through the day chasing each sound in sight and didn't slow down till she conked out at night. Hmm, hmm. Her parents were frazzled, but tried not to freak as Adea grew bigger and still did not speak. Clearly, young Adea, with lots of in her head, would have something to say when it ought to be said. She just That's just what happened when Adea turned 3. She tore through the house on a fact-finding spree and climbed up the clock just as high as she could. Her parents yelled, "Stop!" as good parents would. Adea's chin quivered, but she did not cry. She took a deep breath and she simply asked, "Why? Why does it tick? And why does it talk? Why don't we call it a granddaughter clock? Why are there pointy things stuck to a rose? Why are there hairs up inside your nose?" She started with why, and then what, how, when. By bedtime, she came back to why once again. She drifted to sleep as her dazed parents smiled at the curious thoughts of their curious child who wanted to know what the world was about. They kissed her and whispered, "You'll figure it all out." Her parents kept up with their high flying kid, whose questions and chaos both grew as she did. Even Miss Greer found her hands were quite full when young Adea's chaos wreaked havoc at school. But this much was clear about Miss Adea Twist. She had all the traits of a great scientist. Adea was busy that first day of spring, testing the new sound that made mockingbirds sing. Then a horrible stench whacked her right in the nose, a pungent aroma that curled up her toes. "Zowie," said Adea, which got her to thinking, what is the source of that terrible stinking? How does a nose know there's something to smell? And does it still stink if there's no nose to tell? She rattled off questions and tapped on her chin. She'd start at a start and where she ought to begin. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, a quest. This was the moment that Adea loved best. Adele did research to learn all she could of the and smells, both the stinky and good. One hypothesis Adele thought could be true. The terrible stink came from Dad's cabbage stew. She tested and tested, but soon Adele knew it was time to come up with a hypothesis too. Now, hypothesis is an educated guess. Then Zowie, the stink struck again. Just like that, hypothesis two, it's caused by the cat. The cat couldn't make such a stink on its own, and it needed perfume and some fancy cologne. So Younger Day tested. The test was a flop. She started again, but her parents yelled, "Stop!" Why do you think they yelled stop? Oh my God. Adea Maria, Adea Marie, to the thinking chair. Now, by the time we count three. Enough, said her mother. That's it, said her dad. Her parents were frustrated, frazzled, and mad. Why? Adea questioned. Her mother said, No. What? Adea queried. Her father said, Go. You've ruined our supper. You've made the cat stink. Enough with your questions. Now sit there and think. She looked at her parents. Her heart turned to goo. Poor Adea Twist didn't know what to do. Hmm. She sat all alone by herself in the hall, and Adea once more could say nothing at all. Hmm. And so Adele sat, and she sat, and she sat, and she thought about science and Stu and the cat, and how did her experiments made such a mess, a big mess. Does it have to be so? Is that part of success? Are messes a problem? And while she was thinking, what was the source of that terrible stinking? Adele Marie did what scientists do. She asked a small question and then she asked two. And each of those led her to the three questions more. And some of those questions resulted in four. As Adele got thinking, she really dug in. She scribbled her questions and tapped on her chin. She started at a why and then what and how and when. At the end of the hall, she reached why once again. Her parents calmed down and they came back to talk. They looked at the hallway and just had to gawk. No patch of bare paint could be seen on the wall. The thinking chair now was the great thinking hall. They watched their young daughter, inside as they did. What would they do with this curious kid who wanted to know what the world was about? They smiled and whispered, We'll figure it out. And that's what they did because that's what you do when your kid has a passion and a heart that is true. They remade their world. Now they're all in the act of helping young Adea sort fiction from fact. What's fiction? What's fact? Fact means something that's true. Now tell me what fiction, which is the opposite of fact. She asked lots of questions. How could she resist? It's all in the heart of a young scientist. Hmm. And as for that smell, what can Adea Twist do but learn all she can with her friends in grade two? Will they discover the stink that curls toes? Well, that is the question, and someday, who knows? Hmm. Fun Education Network, please subscribe. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed the book. Peace, love, and subscribe. Press that red button.